Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you with a message of hope, encouragement, and belief. It's a message that reminds us that no matter how difficult life may seem, God is working on your behalf. Even when you can't see it, even when it feels like the odds are stacked against you, there is a force greater than yourself moving in your favor. You may not always see it, but let me tell you this: God is working on your behalf. Right now, in this very moment when everything seems still or when you feel stuck, God is moving in ways that you cannot even imagine. We often think that if we don't see things changing in front of our eyes, then nothing is happening at all. But that's where we get it wrong. God is not bound by the same limitations we are. Just because we can't see Him doesn't mean He isn't moving. You see, God operates on a level that goes beyond our comprehension. He is working on things in the unseen, making connections, opening doors, and positioning things for you even when you're unaware of it. I want you to understand that He's not just working for you in the obvious places or in the moments that are easy to see. No, He's working in the quiet spaces, the dark corners, and the places that are hidden from your view. While you are focused on what's right in front of you, God is behind the scenes making sure the path ahead is clear. You might not feel it right now, but I want you to know that things are aligning. Plans are being set in motion for your favor, and at the right time, you will see the full picture. Sometimes we get caught up in waiting for the breakthrough to be right in front of us. We want the promotion, the healing, the restoration of relationships, the financial blessing, or the fulfillment of dreams to happen now. And while there's nothing wrong with desiring those things, it's important to realize that God is working in His perfect timing. It's easy to become frustrated when you don't see immediate results. But if we could see all that God is doing behind the scenes, we would be overwhelmed with gratitude and awe. Let me remind you of something. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. Do you think that when Joseph was thrown into the pit, when he was sold into slavery, when he was wrongly accused, that nothing was happening in his favor? He couldn't see it at the time. He didn't understand it at the moment. But while he was in that pit, God was at work preparing him for a seat of authority, preparing him to save nations, preparing him for a destiny greater than he ever imagined. The same is true for you. Just because your circumstances don't look like they're moving forward, don't believe for 1 second that God isn't working on your behalf. He's setting things up. He's making way for you. In those quiet moments when you're unsure about the future or when things seem to stand still, trust that God is doing more than you can see. His ways are not our ways, and His timing is not our timing. God works in layers. He doesn't just show up once things are ready. He is setting things into motion long before we even know it. So, when you feel like nothing is changing, hold on to this truth. God is working on your behalf, and the breakthroughs are coming. Stay faithful, stay hopeful, and know that His plan is unfolding perfectly, even if it's behind the scenes. God's timing is not like our timing. We live in a world where everything is fast, immediate, and instant. We want what we want, and we want it now. We're accustomed to clicking a button, getting a response, or having things delivered to our doorstep in a matter of hours. But God doesn't work on our schedule. And if we're honest, that can be frustrating. We may pray, hope, and wait, but the breakthrough doesn't come as quickly as we thought it would. And when it doesn't happen in the time frame we expect, it's easy to doubt, to question, and to lose faith. But here's the truth we need to hold on to. God's timing is perfect. It's flawless. It's always right on time, even when it doesn't seem like it. He knows what you need, when you need it, and how it will be most effective for you. And while you might not understand it, while you might be asking why things aren't happening in the moment you think they should, remember this. Asterisk asterisk, his timing is always for your good. Asterisk asterisk, I know it's hard to wait. It's hard when you're praying for a breakthrough in your life, when you're asking for that promotion, that healing, that restored relationship, and nothing seems to change. But understand this, God is preparing you. The reason you may not see immediate results is that there are things that need to be aligned first. There are circumstances and people that need to be positioned for the right moment. God is setting everything up so that when it's time for you to step into your next season, you will be ready. Think about the story of David. He was anointed to be king, but he didn't immediately walk into the throne. He went back to tending sheep, and then he had to fight Goliath. He had to be tested, developed, and prepared in ways he didn't understand at the time. But all of that preparation was necessary for the moment when he would step into the fullness of his destiny. If David had been made king the moment he was anointed, he wouldn't have been ready. He wouldn't have had the wisdom, the strength, or the experience to lead. Sometimes God holds us back because there are things he needs to develop in us before he allows us to step into the next chapter. So, if you're feeling like you're stuck or waiting on God to act, don't despair. Don't doubt his plan. Trust that he is working behind the scenes, orchestrating everything for your good. Every delay is not denial. Every unanswered prayer is not rejection. It's simply God preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. And when the time is right, the doors will open, the breakthrough will come, the blessings will flow. But until then, remember that his timing is not ours, and it is always perfect. You see, waiting is never wasted when you're waiting on God. It might feel like you're standing still, but God is moving in ways you can't see. He's shaping you, refining you, and making sure you're prepared for what lies ahead. So, be patient, trust his process, and know that the best is yet to come. God's timing is always perfect, and he will never be late. I need you to understand something today. Asterisk asterisk, God uses every trial, every struggle, and every challenge you face to develop you for the future he's preparing you for. Asterisk asterisk. It's easy to think that hardship comes to harm us, to stop us, to break us. But that's not God's plan. God doesn't bring pain into our lives just for the sake of pain. He allows us to go through difficult seasons because those seasons are shaping us into the people we need to become. You're not going through this struggle by accident. It's part of God's plan to refine you, to make you stronger, to build your character, and to increase your faith. Think about the refining process. When gold is being purified, it's heated up to extremely high temperatures. The heat makes the gold malleable, and it brings impurities to the surface so they can be removed. It's an uncomfortable process. The gold is exposed to intense heat and pressure, but when it comes out of the fire, it's pure, valuable, and radiant. The same is true for you. The trials you face may feel like fire, but God is using that fire to purify you. Asterisk asterisk, he is taking out what doesn't belong, refining your heart, and preparing you for greater things. Asterisk asterisk, you see, it's easy to believe in God when everything is going well. It's easy to praise him when everything is falling into place. But true faith, the kind of faith that moves mountains, is built in the struggle. It's in the hard moments when you don't have the answers, when everything seems uncertain, that your faith is stretched and strengthened. God is developing a faith in you that can withstand any storm, that can hold on to His promises even when you can't see them being fulfilled right away. Remember the story of the Apostle Paul. Paul went through so much hardship in his life, imprisonment, shipwrecks, beatings, and even facing death. But each of those trials was a part of his preparation. God used those experiences to deepen Paul's character and faith. Through it all, Paul didn't just survive, he thrived. He learned to rejoice in his sufferings because he understood that each trial was making him more like Christ. He understood that God was working behind the scenes to use his pain for a greater purpose. God does not waste pain. He does not waste the moments that feel like they're pulling you apart. Every tear you shed, every moment you feel weak, God is using it to build something stronger in you. There's a process in the pressure, and there's purpose in the pain. What you're going through is not meaningless, it's not wasted. It's preparing you for something greater, something you couldn't have reached without first going through the fire. So when you're in the middle of the struggle, don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Don't let the enemy convince you that this is the end. It's just the beginning. God is working on you, shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for what's ahead. You are being strengthened. You are being developed. You are being prepared for the next level of your purpose. Trust the process even when it doesn't make sense. Trust God's plan even when you can't see the full picture. Because when you come out of this, you're going to be stronger, wiser, and more equipped to walk into the destiny He has for you. Every struggle has a purpose, and you, my friend, are being prepared for something great. I want you to think for a moment about the story of Joseph. Joseph, the young man with dreams of greatness, who found himself betrayed by his own brothers. They sold him into slavery, and then he was falsely accused and thrown into prison. Now, if that was you, how would you feel? Abandoned, broken, hopeless. But what did Joseph do in the midst of his pain? He didn't give up. He didn't throw in the towel. He didn't let the hurt, the disappointment, or the betrayal define his future. Joseph kept his faith in God, and through it all, God was working behind the scenes. You see, we often forget that during every trial, every setback, and every difficult season, God is positioning us, Joseph couldn't see it at the time, but all those years of hardship, all those times of rejection and betrayal, were setting him up for a future beyond his wildest dreams. He couldn't see it then, but God was working in the background, orchestrating events, and positioning people and circumstances to elevate him when the time was right. Sometimes we think that God has forgotten us when we find ourselves in difficult situations. But let me remind you today that God is never absent in our struggles. Just because you can't see Him doesn't mean He's not moving. Joseph didn't know it, but God was positioning him for a moment of favor. God was working behind the scenes to ensure that everything would come together perfectly. And when the time came, Joseph didn't just become a ruler in Egypt. He became the key to saving the very family that had betrayed him. What his brothers meant for harm, God turned into something magnificent. The same is true for you. The struggles you face today are not your final destination. The delays, the obstacles, the heartache, they're all part of God's bigger plan. God is aligning the pieces, setting things into motion, and opening doors that you can't yet see. The setbacks are preparing you for comebacks. The heartache is preparing you for healing. The rejection is preparing you for acceptance. Asterisk, asterisk, and here's the thing, when God works on your behalf, He doesn't just do it in small ways. He does it in ways that are beyond what you could have imagined. Joseph didn't just get back to where he was before. He didn't just become a successful man. He became a man of influence, of power, of authority. He became someone who was able to help people and fulfill a greater purpose than he could have ever dreamed of in the pit or the prison. You may be in your own pit right now. You may feel like you've been knocked down, betrayed, or forgotten. But I'm telling you today that asterisk, asterisk, God is positioning you asterisk, asterisk. The work He's doing in your life right now is preparing you for a promotion, a breakthrough, a level of favor you can't even imagine. It might not look like it now, but everything you're going through is part of God's divine plan to get you to your place of destiny. Hold on to this truth. Your pain has a purpose. Your setbacks have a reason. Asterisk, asterisk, God is working behind the scenes, and the best is yet to come. Asterisk, asterisk, you are being positioned for something greater than you could ever dream of. So don't give up. Don't lose hope. Your breakthrough is coming. Your Joseph moment is coming. And when it does, you will see that everything you went through had a purpose, and it was all worth it. You might be going through a season right now where everything feels like it's falling apart. Maybe your circumstances are far from what you expected or hoped for. Maybe you're facing disappointment, frustration, and feelings of defeat. But I want to remind you today that asterisk, asterisk, your current situation does not define your future asterisk, asterisk. The story isn't over yet. What you're going through right now is just a chapter, not the entire book. And I believe that with every fiber of your being, you need to hold on to this truth. Asterisk, asterisk, this is not the end. Asterisk, asterisk, sometimes we make the mistake of thinking that the challenges we face today are the final word. We look at our broken dreams, our unanswered prayers, our unfulfilled hopes, and we start to believe that this is it. But listen to me, God has the final say. He is not finished with you yet. What you see now, in the midst of your struggle, is just temporary. It might look like a setback, but it's really a setup for your comeback. Look at the story of Job. Job was a man who lost everything, his wealth, his health, his family. But at the end of his trial, asterisk, asterisk, God restored everything to him and gave him even more than he had before asterisk, asterisk. That didn't happen overnight. Job had to go through the pain, the heartache, the questions, and the confusion. But through it all, God was working, and at the appointed time, God brought Job out of his despair and gave him double for his trouble. What Job went through was not wasted. It wasn't in vain. It was preparation for a greater blessing, a greater restoration, and a greater purpose. You need to remember that asterisk, asterisk, God works all things together for your good asterisk, asterisk, even when it doesn't seem like it. Those struggles you're facing, they are part of God's plan to prepare you for something far greater than you can see right now. Asterisk, asterisk, you are being refined, shaped, and prepared for the next season of your life. Asterisk, asterisk, the very thing that feels like it's breaking you might just be the thing that is building you, equipping you, and strengthening you for the future God has in store for you. The reason this season is so important is because it's teaching you resilience. It's teaching you how to stand firm in the midst of adversity. It's showing you that you have the strength to overcome whatever comes your way. Asterisk, asterisk, you are stronger than you think, and you are more capable than you realize, asterisk, asterisk. God has placed everything inside of you to overcome the challenges you're facing right now. So, when things feel like they're falling apart, don't be discouraged. When it feels like you're at your lowest point, don't lose hope. Asterisk, asterisk, your breakthrough is on the way. Asterisk, asterisk, God has not forgotten about you. The struggles you face are not a reflection of your worth or your future. They are simply part of the process. And through this process, God is strengthening you, refining you, and positioning you for greater things. Don't let your current circumstances steal your joy. Don't let the pain, the waiting, or the disappointment convince you that God has left you. He hasn't. Asterisk, asterisk, He's working behind the scenes, setting things up for your favor, asterisk, asterisk. The best is yet to come. What you're going through now is only a small part of the bigger picture. Keep trusting, keep believing, and keep moving forward. Because the best chapters of your life are still ahead. Your story is not over. The breakthrough is coming, and the best is yet to come. The road to your destiny may not always be smooth, and it might not be quick. But I want you to know that asterisk, asterisk, faith and patience are the keys that will unlock the doors to your breakthrough, asterisk, asterisk. Many times we want things to happen on our timeline, but God's timeline is different. We want the blessings to come quickly, the prayers to be answered immediately, and the obstacles to be removed instantly. But let me tell you something important today. Asterisk, asterisk, God is preparing you for something greater, and the process is necessary for your growth, asterisk, asterisk. When we talk about faith, we often think of it as a one-time thing, a moment where we believe and then things happen. But the truth is, faith is not just a moment, it's a journey. It's a daily decision to trust in God, even when you can't see the outcome. It's believing in His promises, even when the circumstances don't line up with what you've been praying for. It's knowing that God is working on your behalf, even when you can't see it. Faith is not just about what happens in an instant. It's about asterisk, asterisk, remaining steadfast and trusting in God's plan over the long haul, asterisk, asterisk. And that's where patience comes in. Patience is not just waiting for things to happen. It's trusting while you wait. It's believing that even when things aren't moving in the way you expected, God is still in control. Asterisk, asterisk, patience is about holding on to the hope that what He promised you will come to pass, even if you don't know when or how it's going to happen. Asterisk, asterisk, there's a verse in the Bible that says, "They who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength." That means when we trust in God and patiently wait for His timing, He gives us the strength to keep going, to keep moving forward, and to keep believing. Patience is not passive. It's not sitting around doing nothing. It's active. It's continuing to do the work God has called you to do, even when you don't see the results right away. It's about standing firm, pressing on, and holding on to His promises, even when life feels uncertain. And let me tell you something else. Asterisk, asterisk, the longer you wait, the greater the blessing, asterisk, asterisk. There's something about the waiting process that prepares you for what's ahead. Think about it. If you were given your breakthrough too soon, you might not be ready to handle it. If God gave you the promotion before you learned the lessons, you might not appreciate it or manage it well. If He answered your prayer for healing before you fully trusted in Him, you might not understand the depth of His power and grace. God knows that the waiting time is just as important as the moment of breakthrough. In fact, the waiting time is where your character is being built. It's where your trust in Him grows. It's where you develop the patience and strength needed to carry the blessing once it comes. So, don't rush the process. Don't get discouraged in the waiting. Asterisk, asterisk, every step you take, every prayer you pray, every challenge you face, is leading you closer to your breakthrough. Trust that God is using this time to develop you, to shape you, and to prepare you for the incredible things He has in store. Your breakthrough is on the way. Keep your faith strong, your heart patient, and your eyes fixed on the promise, because in the right time the doors will open and everything you've been waiting for will come to pass.